Hello, hello, my friends. It is a little bit late in the day, but the Boo Crew has arrived, or at least half of the Boo Crew has arrived on my doorstep. We are going to talk about it here in this video. I am going to share with you guys 3 of the 6 candles that are returning this Friday, or I shouldn't say returning. The Boo Crew is returning, but these are completely new fragrances. Let's clarify that. The Boo Crew, 6 candles are going to be available this Friday, August 21st at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go over the 3 candles here. I'm going to share with you guys my cold sniff impressions. Now, as always, huge thank you to Kringle Candle for sending these to me in PR. You guys know I am a Kringle ambassador. These candles are, at the time that I am filming this, on Tuesday, August 18th. These are going to be available in their 3-wick format, which is what I have right here in front of me. These are 22 ounces of 100% soy wax. They will retail for $34. And then they are also supposed to be available in a 4-wick format, which will retail for $50. And those are, I believe, 32 ounces of 100% soy wax. I do have an affiliate discount code with Kringle. Katie15 will save you 15%. But basically, you guys, I am going to let you guys know really quickly. I always include in the description box the items that I'm talking about, particularly when it's a new launch. I will make sure to include the fragrance notes down there for you, as well as timestamps. And the reason why I'm saying that is because before I get into smelling these candles, I feel like we need to kind of address an elephant in the room going on with Kringle right now. And I feel like it's really important as an ambassador for me to let you guys know that, like, yeah, I'm sharing some of these concerns. I have received some DMs from some people. I've been noticing things going on in the Kringle Facebook group. So, you know, if you're only interested in the candles, feel free to go ahead and skip ahead to that. But here's the elephant in the room. Something's going on with Kringle, right? This whole Halloween launch has felt very off. It's felt very rushed. It's felt very discombobulated. I know that, you know, the part 1 launch, which was almost 2 weeks ago, we were supposed to have 4 wicks. And then the night before, we were essentially told, oh no, they're not going to be available. Those will be available this Friday, which as of right now is at the time that I'm filming. We should have, you know, I haven't heard that they're not going to be there, so I'm assuming they are. I hope so, because I'm waiting to get a 4-wick of Haunted Hallows. But this just has felt, something feels off, right? For those of us who are longtime Kringle customers, we've come to expect quality. We've come to expect great customer service. We've come to expect transparency from the owner. And I just feel like something's a little rotten in Denmark, right? Like, we can just see the signs. Even I will tell you guys, these candles that I just received, you guys, these were poured last week. Now, for a collection that you've had planned for a long time, why are candles being poured the week before your launch? I'm speaking very much as like sitting in the seat as a consumer. I don't understand that, because soy wax needs 14 days to cure. As it is right now, you guys, all of the ambassadors, I'm very, very thankful. And I don't want this to come across as like I'm complaining or whatnot, but I'm being very real, because I think one of the things that being on the interwebs here, and that we hear a lot of, or we see in comments, is that if you're affiliated with a brand, you never critique or criticize them. And so I'm trying to do this in a fashion that is respectful, but is also like saying, like, yeah, these are some serious concerns, and they need to, you know, I'm sure that they are aware of it. I know, in fact, I know that they are aware of it, but I just want to like lend my voice to say, like, I see it too. I have serious concerns about, I personally think they should have pushed this launch back. I'm going to be honest. I think they should have pushed it back another week. One, because now these candles are being overnighted, which I'm very, very thankful to them for doing that. But these were poured on August 12th. That was last Wednesday. These are not cured. And I know from smelling soy wax candle brands that what I am going to be smelling on Cold Sniff right now might smell completely different in a week, because those fragrances haven't really come together in the oils. Not only that, I can't burn them yet, because again, they need the 2-week window. I know a lot of people say, oh, I burn them before that. I'm holding fast to the 2-week window. So we can't give post-burn reviews on this. And not only that, now we're going to have 10 affiliates or ambassadors all getting PR. Most are probably going to wait to post their thoughts until they have the complete collection, which is going to be Thursday night, Friday morning. We are going to bombard all of your subscription feeds, all of your social media platforms with our first sniffs. We can't do post-burns. To be honest, I'm a little bit frustrated. My suspicion is that, again, they've always been very, very transparent with us. My suspicion is that there are reasons why they cannot be. And I will just leave it at that. My observations just in living all of these years is that oftentimes when people who have usually been pretty forthcoming and genuine, when they've been told or when they suddenly quiet, it's usually because they've received some advice to do that. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But those are my thoughts. But yeah, you guys, it's been, I hope that this is just like a blip on the radar in the Kringle universe, I guess, because this is really, truly a fantastic brand. I've met some of the employees when I went there last August and really liked them. I like Mick a lot. I like our marketing manager, Joe. He wears so many little hats around there. Like, I really, really like the company, and I really like the employees that I've met, and I really like their product. It just feels like something feels off. And again, I'm hoping that it's just a blip on the radar. I hope that this all smooths out by the time that the Christmas launch comes back around. But yeah, you guys, I do want to let you know, I've been pretty disappointed with how things have gone. And I'm even going to echo the sentiments of a lot of you guys who said, like, I really feel like part one, I felt like they were trying to reinvent the wheel. I think they should have just stuck to what part one has always been with Halloween. You guys know I was planning to do some out-of-state travel when the part one PR was coming in. And so last minute, I decided to have that sent to another ambassador. But you guys all know me as the self-proclaimed Halloween hater. Even I will acknowledge that even though a lot of the designs and whatnot of part one are not my aesthetic, I can respect that that is something that is uniquely Kringle, and that is something that they are appealing to a sector of the market that wants that. And I feel like they should have done that. I feel like they need to go back to that next year. I feel like, some of these gourmands or like more mass appealing fragrances probably should be in this Boo Crew collection. And the more like deeper, earthier, conceptual, moody fragrances should have stayed with part one. That being said, you guys, I did pick up 2 part one candles. I'm not going to show them in here. I don't know if I'll have a video where I actually show them in a haul, but I did get Haunted Harvest and Black Cat in. Very happy with those decisions. But yeah, you guys, those are my ramblings. I just wanted to let you guys know that I see it. I see the same things. I see, the issues with the bubbled labels and all the things, right? All the things I have seen, and I'm going to show all of these candles to you guys up close. Let you guys know if one of these candles does have a bubbled label. The other 2 look okay to me, so I think that's good. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about these 3 candles, and then I will try to share the other 3 with you guys when those get in. All right, let's go ahead and start out with the first candle here is Harvest Moon Cider. Harvest Moon Cider has fragrance notes of plum, cranberry, spice, cassis, sugared citrus, and berry. And like I said, this has a pour date of August 12th, 2026. All right, so I don't love this. I am going to say that. I think I was hoping, here's the thing I'm going to say. Even though I want these to smell more autumnal, I want these to smell more like fall. What I am smelling here is a very sweet, this is like a very sweet fragrance. There's a note in here of sugared citrus. To me, it comes across almost like lemonade. Sugared citrus and berry. Like this smells like it smells like a springtime candle to me. It smells more, it's definitely fruity. And even I would say like the berry notes in here, the cranberry, the plum, the spice, it's not deep and earthy like I've come to expect from some other brands or maybe that I'm familiar with. It's very, like sugary and fruity. It's not deep autumnal type of fruit to me. It's not what I would expect from a cider at all. Do I get spice? Maybe. I feel like this is one that I'm hoping will transform upon burn. But again, you guys, I can't burn this for another week. So I am smelling, I think it's the cassis in here. Something in here is a little bit off-putting to me. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Yeah, it almost comes across like, I don't know, not sour, but just, I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I'm not really impressed. Now, the label is cute, I think, you know, and I know that there's some talk. I know a lot of people don't like the AI. I'm the same way. Like fun fact, you guys, I'm going to like out my elder millennial self here. I don't use AI. Like I don't have Chat GPT on my phone. I don't have any of that, not for any kind of like weird like government conspiracies or anything. I personally just don't want to use it. Like I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. I know that sounds funny. Like I've seen and heard of so many studies that talk about like once you start using AI for things, how like it actually kind of like the studies we've seen about like how social media, like Instagram and TikTok and all of those things, the effect that it has on your brain is very similar to hits of illicit drugs. It's I've seen that there are studies on using AI for everything, and it's pretty much dumbing us down, right? And I don't want to be dumbed down. So, and again, I probably insulted somebody by saying that. I think the other thing too is like I feel like AI could probably be used to enhance some things in certain fields, but when it comes to things like this, I have 3 very creative children. I have one child who's on the cusp of adulthood and would probably like to do something with her artistic creativity, and I just realistically am looking at like, is that going to be pushed out by AI? So sorry, I'm on a little bit sassy and salty today. You know, this is a joyful channel. I'm not very joyful today. I'm a little sassy. Okay, but Harvest Moon Cider, we've got this little like, it looks like, is it a like a not a raccoon? Is this like a little wolf and a bunny in a little mummy costume? And they are enjoying a little like cup of cider. It's cute label. Like I do love the labels, but again, they are AI. So yeah, it's that cassis note in here. There's something that just like hits my nose, kind of funny. I'm hoping that that will lend something to maybe feel a little bit more cidery upon burn. Got the fan going on. I have a feeling I'm going to hold on to this one. This is not like an immediate declutter. I am going to hold on to it because I have a feeling that I can give it an effort. I can mix it probably with some other candles in my collection to see if it's more enjoyable upon burn. But on cold, it's super, super like almost artificially fruity to me, and it's not my jam. All right, next candle here is Candy Hall. Looks like we've got a little alligator here in a ghost costume holding his little trick-or-treat bucket. Now, I will tell you, this label is bubbled. We've got some bubbling here on the label. They are pretty dark too, I would say. You know, I always include B-roll for you guys to see that up close in more natural lighting, but they're pretty dark, I would say. Okay, fragrance notes on this are tangy orange, fizzy lemon, tart citrus, mixed berries, cherry, grape, sugar, musk, powdery, also pour date of August 12th, 2026. I don't like this. I want autumnal fragrances. I don't, and I get it, Candy Hall, sweet. I smell powdery. Oh, what am I smelling here? Okay, let's look here. Tangy orange, fizzy lemon, tart citrus. It's not like a jelly bean candle, mixed berries, cherry. I'm smelling grape for sure. I get grape. And there's the musk and the powdery. Yeah, I don't know. Might come together on burn. But on cold, once again, I'm like, what is this doing in a fall, like for this time of year? And I guess maybe that's just me. Like I think of this time of year as being spicy, warm, like cozy types of scents. I don't think of like fruity stuff. And maybe that's also too because I'm not really like a fruity candy type of person. If I'm gonna have candy, it's gonna be chocolate. Funny enough, I don't really like chocolate candles, but I don't know. Again, I smell grape. I smell some of those tart. I smell something tart in here. It almost kind of reminds me of the, yeah, it says tart citrus in here, tangy orange. There's something that's tart in here. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it more upon burn. But again, I feel like this is a fragrance that I would probably enjoy more so like in the springtime, not something that I would reach for this time of year. It's just too like fruit and sugary and sweet. And those tend to just be fragrances that are not really in my wheelhouse. All right. Now, the last candle I have here is actually the one that I was most excited about because not only does the fragrance profile totally sound like it's up my alley, but the label in and of itself was my favorite because y'all know me. I am a cat lady. I love cats. I know so many people are dog people. Nothing against dogs. I like other people's dogs. I don't want one for me. I feel like they're like having another child around. I actually was joking in a little group chat that I have with some friends. They were talking about, you know, the vet bills for their dogs and all that kind of stuff. And me and one other person were more cat people. And I'm like, I can't even remember the last time I took my cat to the vet. I don't remember the last time I had a bill for her, and she is 14 and a half years old. So I was like, yeah, cats are the way to go for me. They are so low maintenance. And yeah, but I love this label. Roasting marshmallows. We have 3 cats dressed up in their little costumes, you know, roasting and toasting their marshmallows over a campfire. Again, you guys, label is kind of dark here. Fragrance notes are marshmallow, smoky, clove, pepper, orange, sugar, amber, cashmere, musk, and vanilla. Now, I like this. I'm going to say I do like this fragrance. I will say, dare I say, oh, you know what? Hey, Lane, can you do me a favor? In the closet right there is a candle called Ghost Stories. Can you get that out for me really quickly, please? Trying to get my son to bring it over so I can do a side-by-side comparison because they did have a marshmallow candle last year. This is not Mummy Marshmallow, letting you guys know. I'm one of the weird people who smells like cedar shavings. Lane, it's in the hall closet out here, honey. I'm one of those people with Mummy Marshmallow where I smell, it almost smells like cedar pencil shavings with marshmallow on Mummy Marshmallow. I didn't care for that. Is it the one, does it have cats and it says Ghost Stories on it? Do you see that? Oh yeah, can you bring that to me, please? I want to do a side-by-side comparison. Thank you, buddy.
Got it.
Oh, he got it. Here's my trusty assistant. Say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
This is my son, Lane.
Yeah, you remember me, the kid from the Polar Express video.
Yes, you were in the Polar Express video. Thank you, buddy. Yes, I'm going to keep it in for you. So everybody meets Lane. Okay, so this was Ghost Stories, last year's Boo Crew. Okay, they're 2 different fragrances. Similar. I am going to tell you guys, this is very similar to Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside. I know a lot of people make that comparison. Ghost Stories is a little bit more unique. Okay, so Ghost Stories had spicy pink pepper, aromatic juniper, balsamic amber, woodfire clove, smoky guaiac wood, roasted chestnut. I got more chestnut in that. Fresh orange blossom, blonde woods, warm vanilla bean. This one I remembered on burn, and I have burned this a couple of times this year. This smelled a lot like, if you are familiar with Maison Margiela Replica, they have a perfume called By the Fireside, I think is what it's called. And that's what this one smells like. It smells like more sophisticated. Whereas this is still good, but it smells very similar to Marshmallow Fireside to me. I feel like this is probably the closest attempt that we all know that Kringle had Warm and Toasty, which people were hoping would be Marshmallow Fireside. They had, then they came out with Ghost Stories last year. They've had Mummy Marshmallow. So they've been experimenting with some of those like roasted marshmallow types of fragrances. But I feel like this is the closest Kringle has gotten to Marshmallow Fireside from Bath & Body Works. So if you're somebody who has made the switch over to 100% soy wax candles, maybe you like this packaging, maybe you like the burn of Kringle, but you've been wanting a soy wax candle that scratches the itch of Marshmallow Fireside, then this is going to be the route to go. Yeah, I'm happy with this candle. This is totally like, this is in my wheelhouse. The cats, the fragrance, definitely has a place in my collection. I could see a lot of people probably going for this one. I feel like this is a good, this is what I want. This is what I want from a Halloween, or like, again, going back to what I said earlier, I feel like part one is for like the true out of the box, more spookier Halloween. When we're going cutesy Halloween, I want something that's familiar, right? I want something that's familiar, nostalgic to the holiday. This smells like something that I would expect to smell in October, November, December, colder months. Yeah, this is what I want. This is very good. So I would say that obviously of the three that I have right here in front of me, this is my favorite. I do feel like last year's ghost stories were a little bit more unique, a little bit more perfumey and sophisticated. This is more familiar. Very, very similar to Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside. So this is my winner. I'm going to say number 2. I better put the lid back on that. I think I'm going to say number 2 right now, just of these three, is Harvest Moon Cider, and Candy Hall is going to be my last one. So for the sake of research and being a good affiliate, I need to first and foremost take a sip of water before I launch into a coughing fit with the fan. I will make sure to do post burns on these, but I am going to let you guys know I will not have post burn reviews on these for probably at least, gosh, let me think about this. It's probably going to be at least 3-4 weeks. I don't know, you guys, because here's the thing. I can't burn these for another week. I'm heading out of town next Friday for like one final family vacation to end the summer, even though my kids have already gone back to school. They've got flexibility. And I am going to completely unplug and disconnect. I'm not going to have these reviews going up while I'm out of town. So, I'm going to get around to these reviews when I get around to them. The reality is it will still be early September. I have a feeling that these are going to stay in stock because I have a feeling that most people want post-burn reviews before they're buying candles. But I would say just on cold sniff here, you guys, probably the safest one of these three is going to be Roasting Marshmallows. Again, it's a familiar fragrance profile. It's got cute packaging. I feel like this one's going to be probably the safest bet if you are familiar. And again, because it's already a familiar type of fragrance. But yeah, you guys, I will eventually get post-burn reviews up for you guys of these, or at least give you guys my thoughts on what they're like. Even if I like these other two and I don't really like them, I will feature them in a declutter and let you guys know why I didn't care for them. But that is that for right now. I maybe apologize for being a little bit salty and sassy. I'm not salty. I feel like I'm frustrated too. That's basically what I'm trying to convey, is like, I'm frustrated as well as all of you guys are. This is a great brand. My suspicion is that there's just probably some things going on behind the scenes that they are not being allowed to be super transparent about. And for the variety of reasons, I feel like at some point things always come out. And so probably down the road, we'll figure out what's going on, or we will know exactly what's going on. But for the time being, it's, I don't know, just being kept quiet. So until then, you guys, stay tuned. I believe that all of the ambassadors who received part 1 are also receiving Boo Crew. So, if you guys subscribe to some other channels, some other social media platforms, you can keep an eye out for all of their videos. But these are my thoughts on the first 3. I will do my very best to have the other 3 up for you guys, probably Thursday evening, early Friday morning, hopefully before the launch. I will get that up for you guys and let y'all know. So again, KD15 saves 15% if you want to purchase these at any point, and they are not on sale. Feel free to use my affiliate code. It is eligible for a commission, so please only use that if you are comfortable doing so. But yeah, let me know in the comments section. Sound off. I don't know. Just let's all remain respectful, right? That's the other thing that I always try to, I feel like people are willing to listen to feedback if you're doing it in a constructive manner. I've said this many times, and I learned this a long time ago. It's not always necessarily what you're saying; it's how you're saying it. And I think that that's how well it's going to be received. So feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. Are you interested in any of these candles? Are you feeling frustrated? Do you understand what I'm saying? I just always like to hear what you guys have to say. I will just say, please be respectful of, even in general, I would say, like, try to be respectful of like not taking personal shots at anybody, or you know, just be respectful of the ambassadors. Let's just all be respectful and kind towards each other, and give each other some grace, while also at the same time being able to convey feelings of frustration or disappointment. That's totally fine too. So, all right, you guys, if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.